Hey, what's going on? Really appreciate you hitting that play button and coming back to my channel. Well, I got a little something to say about the Tar Heels of University of North Carolina. We had two players jump into the transfer portal, Elliot Kadou and Jalen Washington. Both submitted their names with, I believe, Elliot Kadou submitted with a no contact clause. And I'm not sure exactly what that means. I believe it means that UNC, the coaching staff, Coach Davis and staff, they are not allowed to contact Elliott now that he's in the transfer portal. So he's not coming. He just wouldn't be coming back. And I think that's the first time I've seen that. I've heard that a UNC player, a former player who left UNC and went to another team had a no contact clause. I could be wrong, but that's the first time I've seen that. I heard about that. So if anybody know anything about that or seen it before, I would appreciate it if you can just give me a comment. Those who watch this video and have some thoughts on this UNC and our transfer guys. Before I get into my reasoning for the video, those two going into the portal, I do want to comment very quickly about the game, us being ousted out of the NCAA tournament by Ole Miss. They came to play. They played this. It was loose. When I say they, I'm talking about Ole Miss. They was very loose, and I think there was some writings that they were the underdogs. I think Vegas had them winning the game, but because of UNC, you've been a blue blood. I think a lot of people just suspected that UNC would find a way to win a second game, and they kind of didn't sit well with Ole Miss. But they came out very loose and very relaxed, and they just played their game. UNC, on the other hand, oh my gosh, man, they just came out just like robotic. They was robotic, stoic. They was overthinking every single possession. It felt to me as I was watching them, they was just overthinking the turnovers right away, and Ole Miss capitalizing on those turnovers. Here again, we get down, really far in this first half. Got to fight our way back in the second half. It really was a microcosmic of the whole season. How the season, the ups and downs. There was no true rhythm, at least positive rhythm for the Tar Heels, for our men's basketball team. So it was just so disappointing. I mean, if we're going to lose, let's lose with a fight and lose playing like you just playing your best. And we know UNC did not play their best. But right off the bat, I mean, Coach Davis had to call a timeout very quickly in the first half, and that usually does not happen. He called a timeout to try to settle the team down. Like, what's going on? And just in such short period of time to not be able to parlay how you played the first game and the next game to the next game, and just it was like night and day, or it was what we seen throughout the season. So, it was really disappointing for that display. I mean, as I said, if we gotta lose, let's lose with a fight. And the shots we're missing shots. Okay, I get it. They're going to be nice if we miss shots. I get that. It happens in the pros. You miss shot, but the turnovers, the unforced turnovers, the lackadaisical movement laterally, the not standing in front of your man, not going to the basket, not crashing the basket that was out rebounding us. So I'm excited about upcoming season. We got 3 new recruits coming in, 2 4-stars and a 5-star. Caleb Wilson, the two 4-stars are really good shooters. We have a nice size, decent size. Caleb Wilson, it will be, I think he's 6'9", not 200 yet pounds, but he reminds me of Rasheed Wallace. That's who he reminds me of as far as his physicality or his style of play, his skill set, I should say. Because he can score at 3 levels, outside, mid-range, and he can take it to the hoop. And he's a defender, and he's a rim protector. when he's down there. So I'm excited. He's definitely a one and done. Definitely, no doubt about it. He's definitely one and done. So I'm excited to see this kid come to UNC and the other two recruits. And then I'm also excited what we're going to do in the transfer portal now that Elliot Kadou and Jalen Washington are no longer with the team. So I am surprised. I am somewhat surprised to see Elliot Kadou jump into the portal. Not at all about Jalen Washington. I will elaborate on that in a few seconds. Let's start with Elliot Kadou. Now, it's all in the news from yesterday that Elliot jumped into the portal. Again, it was somewhat a bit surprise to me. And there was an article written regarding his brother. His brother commented on why Elliot left UNC and jumped into the transfer portal. I want to say transport portal because I'm a Trekkie. I love watching the old classic Star Trek. Beam me up, Scotty. So forgive me if you hear me say transport portal. I mean to say transfer portal. But I'm going to read you this article, this comment from the reason why Elliot left UNC through his brother. I really can't speak on Elliot's of things that's for him to speak on, but I can tell you, while me and people close to me thought that, he should no longer stay at the school. First off, the first thing I want to say, Elliot did not ask anyone for $2 million. If you think Elliot care about money, you're stupid. There's a rumor going around that he's asked for $2 million from UNC. He did not ask that. It's so obvious that this is a rumor just to farm hate and to have a cop out for Elliot leaving. Next paragraph. People are just trying to farm hate on Elliot. Again, this is from his brother. He's not worth $2 million. You know what I'm saying? He never asked for that. Okay, I want y'all to know that the system I don't think it fit Elliot. Elliot came up to school a year earlier than he should have. This should have been his first year this year, but he came up early because he felt like he was ready. Next paragraph. He didn't really have anything left to prove in high school. Elliot came up to a team that didn't really have a spot for him. You know what I mean? The one thing people could say about his freshman year was he wasn't shooting the basketball in parentheses well. I'll say, as a brother, the coaches just didn't have much belief in Elliot. Next paragraph. Like it was at the point, Elliot shooting in a game. He's missed a shot and coach taking him right out. If he missed, that does, what that does to a kid's confidence, especially a freshman, a young kid coming in looking to earn a spot, not really knowing what his role is. He's shooting the ball. He would miss and he'd automatically be out of the game. Next paragraph. I don't know if y'all realizes that when he played, the skills, that kills your confidence as a player, which I think do as a coach is crazy because he never had that problem. The UNC system, I just think, wasn't for Elliot. I don't know if y'all watch, but at UNC, they don't shoot mid-ranges. The coaches think a mid-range is a bad shot, which was one of Elliot's best shots. One of his best shots. Did he have any best shot? Seriously. Okay. Going back to the article, to the his commentary, his reasoning why Elliot left. If you watch UNC game, they barely put up mid-ranges because they think it's a bad shot. On top of that, they also think floaters are bad shots. Floaters? Okay, really? That's why Elliot kind of was rim rushing a lot, because if they shoot a floater or two, it's a bad take. Next paragraph. They're going to take you out the game. But that's their system. It might work for others players. It might work for their program, but I don't think for Elliot. That's the best play style. You know what I'm saying? So being limited to not being able to do that, I feel like I kind of messed with them I throughout that season. Next paragraph. I feel like Elliot got a lot of unnecessary hate. They had a terrible season. Not terrible, but not a good season for their standard. I think there's so many people you point fingers at before the guy who's averaging 9 and 6. One of the nation's leaders in assists. Yes, Elliot has the most turnovers on the team, but he's the point guard. Next paragraph. Anyone who watches basketball knows the point guard going to have turnovers than anyone else. He plays on ball for 35 minutes. He has the same turnover ratio as any other top assist leaders, and he didn't even have the worst turnover ratio on the team. Next paragraph. And I also think it's really weird. The culture was weird. Like mid-season, the alumni are attacking Elliot, saying, "Oh, they need a new point guard." Mid-season, by the way, grown men who graduated from the school who don't even play basketball anymore. That's what I personally thought. Yeah, he got to get out of here. Okay, so that's the end of the article, and his commentary or his reasoning, giving his reasoning why Elliot left UNC. And so, I that was all on Facebook. I found the article and reason why that his giving his take why his brother left UNC. And I give you I rebutted back. This is what I said. His brother is clueless. Mid shots would have been fine. His brother was taken out of the game for two reasons and two reasons only. His brother was foul prone. He got two fouls almost as soon as the game started. The other is the freaking turnovers. No, a UNC point guard is not supposed to turn the ball over at the rate as Elliott did. Look at past successful UNC point guards. Hell, he had Marcus Page as a coach on the bench. Look at Marcus Page tape. So Elliott brother is just clueless. And talking about not being ready to play point guard at UNC, he wasn't pressed to come up a year early. By your own words, Elliott felt he hadn't done so much at the high school level. There was nothing ready for him to do there or anything else for him to do there. Don't use coming a year early now as a cop-out. The fact is, Elliott quit UNC when it got too hot for him. He's no different than many from his generation. They need to be coddled. As a parent, I would rather see him take the criticism and grow from it. That builds character. That was my comment to Elliott's brothers, why he left. Carolina didn't pressure him to come up. He wanted to come up on his own. We had Ty Lawson, Raymond Felton, Joe Barry, Marcus Page. We had, and I'm not going to go Jimmy Black and others, Ed Cota, Phil Ford. I mean, we don't turn the ball over. Our point guards are dogs. UNC point guards are dogs, and Elliott had the making to become a dog, and he just never fruitioned to that. It never happened. And yeah, as growth, you're going to take some criticism. I mean, I do recall hearing Joe Barry say that at one point when he was backing up Marcus Page, he didn't think, this was for him, that that it was too much for him. But he said, I stood in and took it on, which he did, and then, and became the starting point guard for UNC, and then win a national championship. Elliott, if that is one of your reasons for leaving UNC because you couldn't take the heat from your predecessors, because you're turning the ball over. Well, I mean, if you have not rectified that issue, and now you're going to another team, I mean, it's going to be exposed there as well, and the fan base will come down on you at that new fan base as well as UNC fan base. It's all love. It's like loving a family member, telling another family member, hey, this you can do this better, But if you choose to leave because of that reason, you couldn't handle it. You could. I mean, I see you working on your shot on the off season, but the turnovers. There's no excuse for the turnovers. It was no excuse for the multiple turnovers. Period. So I get why you felt. I mean, and I don't get it. The pressure is that you succumb to the pressure and you jet it. That's what happened. With regard to Jalen Washington, I get why he left. Jalen Washington played 3 seasons at UNC. He only had 1 year eligibility left to play at the collegiate level. And the fact is, Jalen had some starts this season, and then he was demoted and came off the bench. And he came off producing. The fact is, I think he wanted to start, and I don't see him starting next season because Caleb Wilson, and I don't know who is going to get in the transfer portal. But the fact is, I think it's his best interest to go to another team. I have read that he wanted to stay with UNC. He loves UNC, but right now it's just not the fit for him because we need to really succeed next season. We need to at least go to the 16 next year in the NCAA tournament. And so I wish Jalen well. I wish him success. I don't want Elliott to fail, but I'm not going to be sitting there trying to root for him. I'm just not. The fact is, he left. I think the no contact is what bothering me. And so if I'm right about that, no contact after you enter the portal, meaning, even Coach Davis wanted to try to bring you back, and want the coaching staff to contact you. That don't sit well with me. And so I wash my hands of you, and I see that. So if I'm right about that, I wash my hands. Sayonara, don't let the door hit you as you jet out. Period. That's kick rocks. Move on, buddy. Just keep on. But to the parent of Elliot Kadou, bad parenting to allow your son to quit because he can't take the criticism, and he's starting. It's not like he's sitting the bench. He's starting, not 1 year, 2 years. He's starting along with R.J. Davis. He's playing, and then chances are he was going to be starting next season as well. What is? Oh my gosh! So that's the parenting. I'm not going to say much about Elliot, but I would say a lot about the parent to allow your son. You can condone your son or your daughter to quit when they're actually getting playing time for UNC, a blue blood. If not the top school in the country, top 3, top 5, whatever you want to see it, but I see it as the top school in the country. You're gonna get recognition no matter what because you're playing for UNC. You're on TV almost every night, every week. So you're gonna get if you a dog, you're gonna get your flowers. Period. I'm J Max Sport 24/7. I want to do that quick video on the two guys, players in the transfer portal. And I hope there's no more. Thank you for coming to my channel. If it's your first time coming to the channel, please consider subscribe to the channel. Help me grow the channel. And by all means, I'm hoping that you give me a like because I don't see many likes, but I see people watching, but not the likes. So please give me a like and help me with the algorithm and get the channel exposed. Really appreciate your support. Love you so much. I'm J Mac, and I am out. Peace.